You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the December 19th, 2023 meeting of the LaPorte County Board of Zoning Appeals. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Tuesday, December 19th Board of Zoning Appeals meeting to order. If you would stand for the pledge. Would you lead us? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. May I get a roll call, please?
Melissa Mullins-Mishke.
Here.
Deb Vance.
Here.
Glenn Minnick.
Here.
Vern Schaefer.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. I will entertain a motion for the approval of the meeting minutes from November 21st.
I make a motion that the minutes be approved as presented.
A second? I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Okay. Let's start with petitions this evening. Petition number 1 has been tabled until our January meeting. So if you're here for petition number 1, petition number 2 is tabled, and I understand that they have requested to continue tabling, but I'll need a motion to table that till next month.
I make a motion that we accept petition number 2 to be tabled till next month.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. All right. So let's start with petition number 3, which is a petition for variance of developmental standards for Kimberly D. Emmerich, owner, and Jacob M. Emmerich, buyer, for construction of a home on a parcel without road frontage. Access is through an existing easement. The property is located behind 8673 West, 300 North, Michigan City, Indiana, Cool Spring Township, zoned R1A on 4.633 acres.
Notice adequate.
Are the Emmerichs here? If you'd like to come up to the podium, please. And if you would state your name and address for the record into the microphone.
Kimberly Emmerich, 3108 North, 850 West, Michigan City.
Jacob Emmerich.
All right. So you have this beautiful chunk of land that's landlocked, and you have an easement,
Right.
and want to build a house out there.
Right.
Okay. What kind of questions does the board have?
According to the photo here I have from Beacon, the easement comes in off of 300 North,
Right.
and that's a legal easement, correct?
Yes, it was in my dad's will.
Okay.
Do we have any remonstrators tonight for this petition? Anybody in favor or against petition number 3?
Trying to see it over here.
Oh, it's right here. Yeah, so that's the easement.
No demonstrators?
None. Sorry.
There's 300.
Yeah.
A motion. Because it's a kind of a family deal that this is this way and it was put in place. Maybe it wasn't done the perfect way, but I make a motion that we accept the variance for Kimberly and Jacob to use the existing easement for construction of a home and build a home.
I'll second that.
Okay, and I want a clarification. I'd like to include no further subdivision of the parcel, if that's okay with you, Glenn.
Yep, that's great.
Okay.
We prefer.
Yeah.
And if we approve the petition, then I want to make sure that you also talk with your Cool Spring Fire Department. Make sure you get an address sign up, because you want to be able to make sure they can find you in case of an emergency back there.
So who do we go to get the address?
The building commissioner's office.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Good luck.
Thank you.
Petition number 4 this evening is a petition for variance of developmental standards for Cody A. Banks to convert the current garage to a guest home. The property is located at 4655 West Volk Road, Hannah, Indiana. Hannah Township zoned ag on 1.558 acres.
Notice adequate.
Thank you. If you would please state your name and address for the record.
Cody Banks, 4655 West Volk Road.
Cody, it's a big garage, right?
Very large.
Yeah, and so there's a residential next to it? Are you living
Yes.
in that and
My
you,
home is the second building on the
and
property.
you're sure you don't need all that garage space for a garage?
I would only be converting 800 of those 3,000 square feet to secondary dwelling.
Okay. Are there any remonstrators tonight for this petition? Anybody in favor or against? Any questions do you guys have?
Who do you plan to reside in the building? I mean, we don't normally,
Guest house.
right, I mean, not for rent.
No, it'd be a retirement space for my mother.
Oh, wonderful.
I think it'd be awful close to rent to where you're living. That's in proximity, they're really tight.
I don't have any questions.
Okay, do you have any questions? Okay. Hearing and seeing no remonstrators this evening, if there are no further questions, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we grant the petition for variance of developmental standards for Cody Banks to convert the current garage into a guest home, not for rent, but for personal use only.
A second. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, the petition for variance of use for Adam Jakovich. Jakich, thank you. I apologize. For outdoor boat storage. The property is located at 7353 West State Road 2, LaPorte, New Durham Township, zoned ag on 4 acres.
Notice adequate.
If you would state your name and address for the record.
Adam Jakich, 7353 West State Road 2, LaPorte, Indiana, 46350.
All right, why don't you kind of give us a rundown on your plan so everybody can hear it?
Currently, I store boats for friends. I am eventually going to apply for an LLC and start a boat business for maintenance and storage. I don't plan on storing on that property. I want to get a bigger property to do it. But that's about it. So right now I'm basically just storing for friends. And I do repairs there at the property. Because I have the barns and stuff.
All right. Adam, what part of the property are you planning on doing the boat storage on?
They're stored in front of the agriculture and behind the trees. Do you have a picture or the back corners?
So in that rear corner?
Yeah.
So the northwest corner.
How many boats are you looking at here?
Currently, I have between 18 pontoons and 2 boats.
And right now, you're not operating a business
No,
like a marina for storing boats, and you're not charging rent for this?
no.
Go ahead.
I hope the water doesn't get high enough that they can float out of there.
I hope not either. That would be terrible. All right, well, let's hear from some remonstrators because I see we have a crowd with us. So if you want to have a seat, we'll hear what they have to say. Please, actually, would you stop and state your name and address for the record first?
Yes, my name is George Carberry, Carberry. I'm an attorney with the law firm Burke Costanza and Carberry, with offices at 156 Washington Street in Valparaiso. And I'm here on behalf of Marks Family Farms LLC and the Marks family, which is the adjacent landowner to the property subject to the petition.
Thank you. And you have something to hand out?
I don't.
Okay.
But I'd like to just express verbally what our position is.
Okay.
With me tonight is Denise Marks, Tyler Marks, Justin Marks, Lisa, and Logan. And they're members of the family. They're also members of the limited liability company which owns the property next door. But it's our position that approval of the petition would be injurious to both public health and safety for reasons I'll explain. It will adversely affect the use and value of my client's property. The need for the variance doesn't arise from some condition peculiar to Mr. Jakich's property. And the strict application of the terms of the ordinance will not constitute an unnecessary hardship to the petitioner. With regard to public health and safety, what you need to understand is that in order for Mr. Jakich to get the boats onto his property, he has to cross my client's frontage. And that's on the east side. If he didn't use my client's frontage to get those boats across, he'd have to use the west side of his property, which is going to involve trees and a steep hill, and it's located within a deer zone off of State Road 2. We think this is a safety issue. The storage of commercial boats, and it's my understanding, and maybe he could confirm, that there are over 13 boats on the property at this point. It's our understanding it's going to be commercial boat storage. But this is going to involve cleaning and prepping the boats for storage, which is going to involve detergents on the ground, other cleaning solvents that are going to run into the soil, and there'll be some groundwater runoff. And this is potentially a health issue. Storage is in plain view. I have photographs if you'd like them. It's outdoor storage, like automobile storage yards. These properties can quickly deteriorate into junkyards. With automobile yards, vehicles are disassembled, repaired. The same is true for boats, and it could gradually deteriorate into something that would be very unsightly to the community. Now, it's my understanding, and maybe the petitioner could explain, but we think that right now he's storing boats from Chicago Boat Rental, which is an enterprise in Chicago that rents pontoon boats onto Lake Michigan. It looks like a fun enterprise if you ever go to the website, but to us it appears that it is commercial storage rather than storing boats for a friend or two. And as such, there are plenty of places in LaPorte County that he could rent or acquire properly zoned where he could carry on this business. And we wish him the best of luck in doing that, just not next to us where it's extremely unsightly. He only filed the petition after the county red tagged him. And so I guess rather than ask for permission, it was a question of begging for forgiveness. But that's the gist of our remonstrance board. And with that, I'll entertain any questions, and my clients can answer questions too.
Thank you very much. Adam, if you want to come back up, I'm sure the board has a question or two. Go ahead.
I noticed the other day coming out of LaPorte that you do already have boats stored there. So it's kind of asking permission after the fact. I understand that now that I've explained to me, if you have to go on the neighbor's property in order to get the boats back there behind yours, that's not, if it's not okay with them, it certainly isn't okay with us.
Yeah, I speaker.
Please.
Yeah, I did do that last year. This year, I actually had a pathway on the west side of the property that go straight in the back on my property. And as far as Chicago Boat Rentals, it's a family friend. So like I said, there is 18 pontoons and 2 boats now. And 16 of those pontoons are his. So I don't charge him. It is a business that he runs, but
I'm sorry, you had your chance to remonstrate, so if you'd like to have a seat. Oh, can you make sure you're talking into the microphone?
okay.
Your green light is on?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So you indicated that the Chicago Boat Organization, whatever it is a family friend of yours.
That is a family friend, yes.
16 of those boats
Are
that
his.
are his.
Yes.
Okay. What about you?
So you are, when you take them in, you are cleaning them and all of that on that property?
Yes, we wash the interior and power wash it off. Yes, I do that.
Okay.
And so then as it pertains to detergents and other water runoff, water quality issues,
I use
have you
green.
been working with our MS4 office here in the county? Which is the body that governs water runoff and water quality.
Okay.
So that's something that if we approve your petition, you're going to need to work with, contact this office and work with them to make sure you're meeting those criteria. What else? Approve it at all. Okay. You're going to have to make that motion. I bet it's going to be you and Vern.
Get ready.
This is a bit of a sticky wicket. I looked at some of the ordinance codes here, and obviously looking at Article 14, Section, I guess it would be 9B, talks about boat clubs, marinas, and boat storage. They say that all areas used for dry dock boat storage shall be screened from adjacent residential district or public road with a landscape buffer zone in accordance with section 1702. So that's another, the problem that I see here is that obviously you're buffered from the road, but you're adjacent to your neighbor's property, which happens to be agriculture. But I don't know where that leaves us. Obviously on the landscaping requirement in Article 17, it talks about minimum standards for design and installation. You have to have setbacks. Now, these boats are being stored within feet of the neighbor's property, so I don't know if there's a particular setback requirement there that I'm unaware of. You guys have any comment on that?
Standard setback on ag is 30 feet.
30, yeah.
Yeah, setback, that would be for structures. But it could apply to this, this board, any decisions made could be conditional.
You know, obviously, if it's zoned agriculture, if you're storing agricultural equipment, it's not an issue, but you're storing something that's a little out of the ordinary with boats, so.
I agree. How many boats do you think would be your maximum?
Probably 20, 25 maybe.
Because I do have to agree with it. Looks like there's a lot of items in your yard to start with, so it does sort of tend to start looking like a junkyard. And I feel like 20 or more would probably be more than I'm willing to be comfortable with.
Okay.
I'm ready to make a motion.
Yeah, I'll entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion that the petition for variance of use for Adam Jakish be denied for boat storage.
I have a motion to deny. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
I have a motion to deny petition number 5. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Good luck. Do we want to include in that how long to move the existing boats?
Yeah, should we wait until, give them until boat season starts and then they don't replenish, they don't come back, or what's the pleasure of the
I
board?
don't know how many are on the property or where they're at. I mean, our picture is shown in
Yeah.
the corner of the property.
I see that they're lined up back in here somewhere. I could see them from the road the other day.
Right.
I mean, they're best to be moved while it's frozen, so they don't do any damage to the property, I would think.
If it would be agreeable to the neighbors, I would probably suggest that we let it go for this season until spring, but in the future, you need to be looking for a different site to store boats.
Okay.
That's my feeling. I don't know if I need to.
Well, being a boater, there may not be anywhere else to put them at this time of the season.
Well, that's
Right, that's
true, and I don't want to put you in a bind. And if it would be agreeable to your neighbors, at least for this time frame until spring. But I will suggest that you do not cross your neighbor's property line to get these boats in or out of there. That's not proper.
Right.
What?
So do we want to include that in the motion,
You made
Yep.
the motion.
that we're going to leave them until spring?
How many months?
We hope 6 months.
We've got
I don't know, I don't
January,
own a boat.
February, March, April, May. 5 months.
Do we all agree on the 5 month? As a board?
I'll agree on that amendment, and I'll second that amendment.
And we're all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Aye.
very good. Are you clear on that?
Yes, I appreciate that also.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Mike, is there any other business in front of the board tonight?
No, ma'am. Fastest meeting ever.
Not quite.
Attorney BG?
Nothing, ma'am.
Snowstorms.
All right, if there's nothing else, I want to wish everyone happy holidays and New Year and adjourn the meeting.
Merry Christmas.
So I need a motion.
I make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor of adjournment? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.